From 1990, the Renault Clio has been one of Europe's favorite small cars. It has transported millions of people through cities, across countries, and through everyday life. But today's Clio has a very different mission. Instead of chasing more power or becoming fully electric, Renault believes there is another solution. A full hybrid. This is the Renault Clio E-Tech 2026. Is this one of the smartest hybrid hatchbacks you can buy? Let's find out. We are the daily drivers. The Clio has been Renault's best-selling hatchback for over a decade. Today we have with us the Esprit Alpine version, which sits on the brand new CMF-D platform and has the brand new E-Tech hybrid system. And let's start on the front. We have a full LED with automatic high beaming LED lights. Right over here are our daytime running lights. Also your blinker, park, distance control. We have here a specific Esprit Alpine version grille, which has this grayish Renault logo. If you have the other versions, you have some slight blue decal around it. Radio guided cruise control. All of those little Renault badges. I really like it. And from the front, you can still really recognize it as a Clio, but this one has way more road presence. On the design-wise from the front, well done. Moving to the side, you get greeted with those beautiful 18-inch wheels. Wrapped around those, we have Continental Eco Contact 7, brand new tire, really nice. Behind those beautiful rims, we got single piston brake caliper disc brakes and also single piston at the rear. And those rims have this really nice bluish decal. Really liked it. They are also Esprit Alpine specific only, so black mirrors. Those windows have really beautiful sealless design. I really like it because even if you're looking from the inside into your mirrors, you just see the beautiful paint and not the rubber seals, so that's really nice. Door shutting sound on the front ones, pretty decent, and the rear ones also pretty decent. I have to say, the shutting sound quality are on both doors the same, so well done. And something important about the rear brakes, if you go for the base model with a 1.2 liter TCE engine, you get drum brakes. And at the back, we got a brand new Renault Clio design language. I really like it. Let's start at the top with this black antenna, which is optionally blacked out, really liked it. This really nice roof spoiler, privacy glass, just a wiper, a little ducktail, gives it a little bit like sportier edge. And these beautiful tail lights, I have to say, they really suits the car well. And at the first glance, and a quick glance, they look like a Ferrari Puro Sangue.
See, now that's some bullshit.
We have the brand new flush Renault badge, Clio badge, E-Tech badge, so you know you're driving the hybrid, a reverse camera, and park distance control. So design-wise, I even think the rear is the most beautiful. But let us know in the comments, what do you like the most? Front, rear, or the side? Or maybe the engine bay. And under the hood, we will find the Renault's E-Tech hybrid powertrain. The hood is, I have to say, not heavy, but also not too light. And we get greeted with a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine. This engine is known as a H5P. It's a naturally aspirated unit. It's actually a brand new one. So let's do a deep dive because this will get a little bit technical. We have improved fuel injection. It runs on Atkinson cycle only. It has a compression ratio of 14:1. When I saw the spec sheet, I thought, all right, this will have ported injections because, you know, quite high compression ratio, but no, this has direct injection. You can see the high pressure fuel pump right over here, and they have improved the pressure up to 350 bar. And I have to say, those 350 bar fuel injection systems atomize the gasoline so well that you have way less oil dilution with the gasoline. So that is really nicely, because lots of hybrids have actually suffer from having a gasoline mixed with the oil, and that's actually not so good for your engine. It has a timing chain. We got an inverter converter assembly, and under the inverter converter assembly we have something quite special. We have, a Renault calls it, the dog box transmission. Woof woof! We have the woof woof transmission. The dog box transmission has 6 gears. 4 of them are for the gasoline engine and 2 of them are for the electric one. Inside the transmission you have the MG1, which works like a starter generator, and the MG2 drives the front wheels. Combined power of this whole system is 159 horses and 265 Nm of torque. But what's even better is the fuel consumption, 3.9 liters. I have to say that's amazing on 100 kilometers. Very, very well done, Renault. And to achieve this beautiful gas mileage, we have a hybrid battery located below the rear seats with a capacity of 1.4 kilowatt hours and with the lithium-ion chemistry. Again, I already said it on the Renault 5 and on the Renault 4. I will say it again with the Clio. Beware of this little hood prop holder because it's a little bit flimsy and you definitely don't want to have it right over there. Hood setting sound, decent. All right, let's go to the interior. I have no hope behind the steering wheel of the Renault Clio. And first, we will talk about the door. On the door, we have this really nice hardpack, which is actually quite high quality. Ambient lighting with a little Renault badge over there, really like it. And this Alcantara piece, which is Esprit Alpine only, with this really nice blue stitching, which continues also over here. Switches for your door mirrors and windows, automatic windows on all four corners. We have quite familiar already, but really nice and elegant dashboard design with this beautiful anodized vent. I have to say this gives the car a really nice look. I have a leather wrap steering wheel with an Alcantara inlay right over here. 3-spoke wheel, holds really nicely. Buttons for my cruise control over here. Buttons for a 10-inch gauge cluster in front of me and my multi-sense button for my drive modes. Really like it. I already said we have this nice 10-inch gauge cluster. You see quite a bit of information on it, so I really like it. And next to it, we have also a 10-inch infotainment system, which is also based on the Renault's OpenR software. This is our third Renault with this system I really enjoyed. Every time I come back into Renaults with this system, definitely one of the best we have tested so far. And if you want to see our first Renault 5 review, check it right over here. And if you want to see the Renault 4 video, check it right over here. The infotainment system has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also this really nice trim continues through the wall dash. Again, at the back we have this nice anodizing, really like it. Below this we have some ambient lighting which changes depending on the drive mode. And this really nice squishy Alcantara hardpack over here. Below the infotainment we have our physical vents, and below those vents we have really nice buttons for our HVAC system. Just take a listen. They click really nicely. 2 USB-C charging ports, 1 wireless charger, which is not ventilated, so it cooks your iPhone really nicely. Cup holders, they hold the dopper quite well. Then you can just magnetically cover it. I have to say this is pretty smart design, quite elegant I have to say. And over here it has some Alcantara foam, so nothing will rattle here if you have it. And even this is nicely padded, so. Electronic parking brake, nothing special. Armrest, pretty squishy, I have to say that. There is quite a bit of space. And those seats, we have to really talk about those seats because they are really beautiful, I have to say that. We have this really nice design with this blue stitching, a little bit of Alcantara right over here. In the Alcantara we have this nice Alpine badge. We have some microfiber cloth, I have no idea, this is some cloth. They are not heated, they are also manually adjustable. Eco leather, which holds you really nicely. And I have to say, my seating position is really low. I have a quite sporty feel inside the car. What also benefits the sporty feel are the aluminium pedals. Aluminium. Helico pedalen, jongen.
And what really benefits the sporty feel are those aluminum pedals.
And a glove box, decently sized and very nicely damped. And we have something also really nice and optional, is this 9-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. We have 2 tweeters right in the A-pillars, 4 door woofers and 1 subwoofer in the trunk. And with this out of the way, let's move to the rear seats. I have now hopped in the back seat of the Renault Clio. With my 1.81 meters, I have enough knee space behind myself, enough head space. I have 2 back pockets right over here, a little cubby with a 12-volt socket, and I have those really nice, I have to say, cloth eco leather seats. They sit really nicely. They are also pretty comfortable. We have those really nice seat belts, which are also Esprit Alpine inspired, with those really nice blue details. Really like it. But I have one gripe. Is the middle passenger less than the outside ones? Because where are the blue details on the seat belt for him? So with this out of the way, let's go to the trunk space. And in the trunk, we got 391 liters of luggage space. But if we remove the parcel shelf, like we always do, cameraman never dies, we know that. and we fold the rear seats down like this. Then you have 1,176 liters of luggage space. That's quite a bit for such a little hatchback. If you enjoy our content so far, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss our other content. And massive thanks to Renault Stockman again for lending us this great Renault. The link you will find right over here and also in the description. Many thanks. Let's take a Renault Clio for a quick ride. And let's start with actually this gear lever. We'll complain again that it's a little bit too much. I know this is new, the Renault's design language. Yeah, there is quite a bit. Enough of complaining and let's talk now about driving, and my Doppler just flies away. They hold the Doppler quite well. We have on the front MacPherson strut suspension and just simple torsion beam at the back. And the Renault most of the time tunes their car actually to be comfortable. This car, because it's an Esprit Alpine model, it's also tuned comfortable, but it has a little bit sharper edge to it. The dampers are a little bit stiffer, which makes it quite nice actually to corner, because the car stays quite flat in the corners, so that is really enjoyable. And you also can do some really nice weight transfer between your front and your rear axle. Over the bumps, it damps really nicely. It just goes into the compression and it's flat again, so that's really nice. Steering feel wise, pretty decent. You can really feel what the front tires are doing. We have also really good rubber on it, so that's also pretty nice. And it's not heavy, in my opinion, but my cameraman said it is a little bit heavier. So yeah, I may be used to slightly heavier steering wheel. This car is a hybrid. And we have already said that 1.8 liter 4-cylinder in the front, which actually works as generator for electricity, but it can also drive the wheels. That's why we have those 4 gears in the dog box transmission. We also have 2 gears for the electric engine. And you can feel those shifts. And that's not a bad thing, but you feel it. I think it suits the character of the car quite well, but somebody it will maybe just scared from, oh, my transmission is going out. No, that's just the character of the dog box transmission. There are no clutches, so there isn't a lot of wear, which is nice. When the engine kicks on and off, it goes pretty seamless. You can drive electrically up to 105 kilometers an hour, which is quite fast, I have to say, for a HEV, which only full hybrid, so that's pretty nice. In our multi-sense drive mode selected, we have few drive modes. We have a comfort mode, eco mode, sport mode, and then we have something special, and that is a smart mode. Smart mode does 2 things. It changes the drive modes depending on your throttle input. So if I just drive like normally and ease on the throttle just a little bit, then it will stay in the comfort or into eco mode. But if I just smash the pedal like I will do right now, and you can see everything change into the sport mode. I have to say this is tuned actually quite well. It works really nicely. You can hear the engine revving his heart out, but they have tuned this really well. The smart mode, I do actually recommend to drive in it most of the time, because so you get also the most of your fuel efficiency. Engine performance. I already said that we have 159 horses and 265 Nm of torque. Car is plenty of fast. 0 to 100 is like 8.3 seconds. Overtaking also, you have enough power. Car isn't slow at all for such a car. We have disc brakes on all 4 corners with single piston caliper, but we also have regenerative braking. The handoff between those 2 are actually seamless. I can actually not tell when the regenerative braking hands off to the physical brakes. And the brake pedal is calibrated, I have to say, pretty well. It's really stiff pedal, so there is not a lot of throttle, but the brake performance bite is really nice. So, and the car is also not so heavy, so you can do some performance driving with it, and you won't overheat them, so that's pretty nice. Cruise control wise, works brilliantly. You have this mode button. If you press it, like I do now, you can go for adaptive cruise control or just limited, or you can do active assist. And that's amazing. The car will brake, it will even accelerate, even on the roundabout. Amazing. Lane keep assist does the job pretty well. What's also pretty good for this segment of car is the NVH, I have to say. The road noise, I have to say, is quite decent. There isn't a lot of tire noise. Wind noise, not at all actually, almost. Those mirrors are quite silent as well. And does the NVH actually benefit the sound system? Because we have this optional 9-speaker sound system from Harman Kardon. And I have to say, yes, it sounds pretty nicely here inside. Let's start with the bass. We have a trunk-mounted subwoofer, sounds pretty nice. You have even a separate adjustment on it, so that's really nice. The bass is deep and strong. You can feel even the vibrations of it in the rear bench, so outdoor kids will love it if you crank this up. The mids blend pretty nicely. The soundstage is decently positioned. It's not really a high one. The vocals and instrument separation is also pretty good. It doesn't distort. The highs, I have to say, they are quite good. They come through really nicely. They are not air fatiguing or something like that. I would give it a B tier. It's a solid B tier system. I would definitely option it because it's just 600 euros. Practicality and ownership wise, I have to say practicality first. I have decent amount of space inside the cabin. Ergonomics, everything is laid out really nicely. I have even a button to turn off 29 annoying European assistance modes. You will have the whole entire list right over here.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Stop it. Get some help.
So there you have a button for that, really nice. You can even customize it in your person mode, so that is well done really nicely. I mean, even this magnetic flap, I really like it, enjoy it. Renault will give you like 5 years of warranty. You have to do your maintenance of the car at the dealer, but I have to say hybrids have some negative maintenance, like your brakes are wearing way less than just a gasoline car, so you will have some negative maintenance on it, so that's pretty nice. And if you put the car into reverse, you have this reverse camera, which actually turns with your steering wheel. Really like it, look at this. I mean, that's pretty good. Resolution is decent, I have to say that. You can even just manage your car in the parking spot like this with zero issues. Park distance control does also a great job. Has the Renault succeed with the 6th generation Renault Clio? In my humble opinion, it is actually what are you looking for. First, we'll go through our pros and cons. The first pro is actually the fuel economy. Averaging 3.9 liters on 100 kilometers is amazing for such a nice car. The second pro is this Esprit Alpine frame, because this gives this car really nice look. And the third pro is actually the interior. I really like the interior design, and the build quality is really nice. There is tons of details inside the car, and we also have some cons on the car. The first one is actually the middle seat belt. Where are my blue details? Renault, please. And the last con is this quite sharp and sticking out edge. So if you want to enter the car, it will hit your knee. And this is actually on the Renault 4, 5 and Clio. And in the Renault 5, it actually hurt my knee. So do I recommend the Renault Clio from the 6th generation? We have just 2 engine options. Renault already said there will be no RS model of it, so this is the fastest one. You just have a 3-cylinder, 1.2 liter TC engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox, or you have this, I have to say, quite nice and economical hybrid system, which works pretty well. Also, the price-wise, this is not the most expensive car in its segment. Option like we have today, just snatch below 35,000 euros in the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands are the cars the most expensive, I think. So do I recommend it? Yes, I do. This was our full review of the Renault Clio from the 6th generation. Let us know in the comments, how do you like this car and would you go for it? Don't forget again to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Ciao!